Hello tankers, and welcome to World of Tanks with me, Marumo. Now I know it's been a while since I did my last video, and I'm really sorry about that, but the main reason is that after the update, the replays became unplayable. As a result, all of my fans who have sent me in replays, I'm really sorry, but I can't actually use them. So all of my replays as well, all my ace tankers, everything I'd saved, even one of the ones I really wanted to use on a how to stop lemming trains video, they all got deleted. So really sorry about that, but here I am with the new update raring to go. Now I'm going to talk about one thing before I start, so skip ahead in the video. I might below in the description have put a time frame so that you can skip me talking. But if I don't, please don't blame me, blame future me. It's not my responsibility, it's future Marumo's responsibility. Anyway, basically, I've got a few things that I want to discuss, and I don't want to do it here on this video, just because I want to get into the tanking. What I want to do is make a new series where I can talk about things, and I'm not really sure how you want me to do that. Do you want me to just have videos going on in the background of World of Tanks? Do you want me to be doing a different game, Minecraft, or something else? I can probably come up with a few games off, just out of my arse. But I'd really appreciate it if a few of you came forward and told me what you thought, what you like, and that way I can kind of make this channel work for me and for you. So, getting into the replay. This was one of my first games, probably about my 10th, maybe 12th game in the FV201. And it is one of my absolute favourite tanks. For those of you who don't know, I am British. I'm English, in fact. And the British tanks have always been a love for me. They always have. I don't know why, they just have been. And this is no exception. The FV201 is actually incredibly ironic because it's called the FV201, but in reality it would have been the Carnarvon Mark I. The Carnarvon we have in World of Tanks on the tech tree is the Carnarvon Mark II. How do I know this? It's very simple. The FV201 is denoted by the hull type. The hull of this tank is the FV200, and the FV201 denotes the fact that this is the first variant. This is the Carnarvon's hull, and this is the Centurion turret, and the gun that is mounted in it is the 17-pounder. And that is pretty much the main difference between the Carnarvon Mark I and the Carnarvon Mark II. There were other slight differences, but just keep it at that for now. So, my first thought is, I want to use this tank as a medium. This is a tier 9 maximum game. I do not have the armour to fight it out with tier 9s, so instead I'm using this as a medium tank, and I'm going to take it into a position where I can use the turret armour to my advantage, and I can use the gun to my advantage. So I come over here. The T-54 lightweight who decided to suicide scout has already died. Congratulations to him, he was worthless. So, first shot of the game, a complete and utter misery. But that is a stock T-54, and I feel dreadfully for him. I hated my T-54 when it was stock. The gun can't do anything, the turret can't do anything. It is an abysmal tank. Fired on the move there, missed. Not surprising, but we all have days like that. So, what this tank is basically a Carnarvon, or a Centurion, with a 17-pounder gun placed at tier 7. That doesn't mean to say that you're not going to see tier 9s, as you can see, and it doesn't mean to say you have any advantages over the Carnarvon. If anything, I'd say this tank has a few disadvantages. The penetration, for one, as you can see there, bounced off Panther, something that the Centurions and the Carnarvons would never do. But I'm not too fussed about that. What I am fussed about is that artillery shell that just walloped my tank. You can see there that I fired randomly. I was aiming for the side of his tank, which is the best place to hit a T-54, but didn't happen, so, whatever. As you can see, I've gone for my favourite camouflage pattern. And I've got a nice little raptor on the side of my tank's turret. I try and get that on all of my premiums, but, you know, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes I forget to put it on. Another miss there, and I've already taken 500 damage, and there's my first penetrating hit of the game. So, how am I going to work my way back up from this? Mostly, I'm going to prey off my enemy's stupidity, and that is what the British tanks are best at. They're not best at leading the push, they're not best at sniping, they're not best at being mediums, they're not best at anything really. But what they are best at is what they were made to be. They were made to be a universal class tank. They weren't meant to be heavy tanks. They weren't meant to be mediums. They weren't meant to be snipers. They were meant to be the tank that could do everything and anything without being particularly strong at anything. And what you can notice me doing here is I am picking and choosing my targets, from the T-54 to the AMX-12T to the Panther, constantly changing my position of fire to take advantage of my enemy's positions. And that is the most important thing about this tank. You can afford to use your enemy's abilities against them. And this VK has charged forward. He's ignoring me because I'm a tier 7. And so what I now do is I aim directly for his front drive wheel and track him. He is now unable to get his gun down low enough to shoot at me. He proved me wrong, he can shoot at me, but he can only shoot at my turret. And my turret is the main feature of my tank. The actual armor thickness, it can't compete with the T-29 or any of those American heavy tanks, but the rounding on it is super. And the rate of fire of this tank has allowed me to take out a tier 8 heavy tank with some of the best armor in the game. Shot came in from behind. You can see I turn around there to see where it came from. No idea. Comes again. And there he is, T-54 lightweight. I fire, not particularly interested in staying in position, trying to move to throw off his shot. And the Yank Tiger takes me out. So that's the end of my game. I did 2,490 damage, and hopefully I went some way to show you how the Universal class works. How it does so well at switching its position. It can't do everything brilliantly, but it can do everything acceptably. And that's their advantage. So, switching around, I come to the T-34. T-34 is fighting an IS-3. IS-3 comes around the corner, and the T-34 plants a shell into it. That's one of the easiest ways you can kill an IS-3. The IS-3 has a pike nose, which is pretty good when you're facing it head on, but when he angles his armor, what he actually does is he flattens the angle to you, making it incredibly thin and easy for you to penetrate. The T-54E1 is a fantastic autoloader, absolutely fantastic. And the IS-3 takes out the T-34, but the T-54E1 takes out the IS-3. As you can see, a little bit of lag there, moving from tank to tank, but not too bothersome. Enemy Yak Tiger there, absolute fucking coward, drowned himself. Terrible performance by him. Next, our T-10 destroys the Lorraine 155-51, the enemy artillery, which is, you know, always nice. Scumbags gonna die. I put in a little thing there congratulating our allies. T-54 says affirmative to it, which is always nice. It's nice to see a team that actually accepts a bit of responsibility for what's going on. You know, everyone's willing to help everyone else out and everyone else is willing to congratulate him. T-10 kills the AMX-12T. T-10 looks fantastic, I might add. The IS-8 was a pretty boring tank, but the T-10, really beautiful. I'll go into why the name changed in another video, but it's probably not that important now. So the T-54 has the high alpha damage gun, interestingly. I can tell by the shape of the gun barrel. And he's using that gun barrel to take out the T-34 from a distance. I move over to the T-10. As you can see, it looks fantastic, it does. And he comes up behind the T-34, which appears to be AFK. Fires on the move, misses by a mile, and the T-54 takes it out. Look at that HD quality. Beautiful thing. Oh, skipping over the world there, and the replay is complete. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time.